What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tuffy Talk here, the live show we've got. So I'm just going to tell you guys, for those watching, this was a rough one to get started. And, Master and Commander is not here right now, Leighton. And we have some technical difficulties on our end, but we are still going to have a great show. We're still going to talk a lot of NC State stuff. The latest
Megan, I got to pause you.
Well, the title says for itself, Greg.
We didn't have technical difficulties.
I'm trying to be nice here, Greg. Just look at the title, and you should.
I panicked.
He wasn't ready to go live yet. He had to fix something.
This is what happens when
Big
Big Boss ain't with us, right? So
I feel like I could just pull it from my phone, like the audio, and be like, doon doon doo
Yeah.
doo doo
Yeah.
doo doo.
we're still gonna have fun and have a good show, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So I think really just to recap, it's been an interesting week. I don't know if there's anything super crazy other than the Nyheim Hines story that came out today. But we are going to go from there. So if you guys got any comments, like Winston, Jonathan, HS, Connor, thank you guys for joining in and being really faithful and just kind of tuning into the show. But let's start with the Nyheim Hines story. That's what Leighton titled the show after and the tweet. And man, I just feel terrible for the guy. I guess for those who didn't see, there's a news report that came out this morning, pretty early, I would say, that Nyheim Hines suffered a, quote, significant knee injury and was going to ultimately be out pretty much the entire 2023 football season. And that's all it said at first. Come to find out in a little bit, a few hours later, I can't remember who exactly put the tweet out, and I think this was in Leighton's tweet of the week. But Nyheim Hines went jet skiing and was on a jet ski. Not that it was not, I don't know if it was running or not, but he was not moving. You said the word was stationary. Yeah. And somebody hit him with another jet ski. And what is your guys' initial reaction to that? Greg, Michael, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it's just terrible. Like it's hard enough surviving injuries playing football in the NFL, and then to get that serious of an injury, on your vacation, that's tough. That's real tough, especially you're
a couple weeks away from training camp.
Yeah, right at the beginning.
Yeah. It was, to me, the thoughts going through my mind was, wow, that's really terrible. 2, he's going to have I hope he doesn't have like serious reoccurring knee injury stuff like that he has to deal with the rest of his life because of this accident. I don't know how bad it was. It said it was not life.
He told me that it was just the way that his knee was facing and the way that the jet ski hit is what did it. So hopefully it'll just be like a one-time injury, nothing for the future.
You did talk to him, you said?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of like superficial, but I hope it doesn't void his contract.
No, that definitely, definitely, because that happens all the time, right? There's usually clauses if you get hurt non-football related, but again, if it's not his fault, then
I mean, the thing was to me was like he wasn't doing anything stupid. It didn't sound like. He wasn't even hardly moving. He wasn't moving technically. So it'd be like me just sitting outside and then somebody just hit me with the baseball bat or whatever.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this could have easily just happened in a car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. These multi-million-dollar corporations are trying to protect their investments, but I mean, at the same time, these guys got to be able to live a life and get away from the field and just decompress.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just know with he's the one person, his mindset, he's gonna be back better than ever. His drive, his
passion. I hope so. I think everybody be rooting for him. My other thought was, think about man, he's eating the injury and the whole career thing. But my thought got more like personal, like who is he with? Was it somebody he knew or didn't know? And Kenzie, if you know, I don't need details, anything all go out. But I was thinking, was it a friend? Was it people he just randomly? I don't know. I would just feel bad for Nyheim, right? But then whoever the other person was depends on the circumstances, right? Imagine if it was a friend, like he knew. I mean, it sounded like it was Nyheim's on jet ski, other person's on a jet ski. I imagine they might be together. So there's a possibility there. So I don't know. It's a sad story. I don't want to. It's just a thought I had in my mind. So
yeah. That's
everybody just send well wishes his way. Trying to keep his head up, trying to stay positive. He needs all the prayers and good energy and good messages he can get right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, anytime you go in for a surgery, it's serious. So having done it with my leg, it's a process. And I will say the one thing, just speaking from personal experience, having to deal with a leg injury, I was immobile for 6 weeks, and it just drives you stir crazy, just trying to get back mentally and just having everyone do things for you. He's an athlete, so he'll bounce back a heck of a lot faster than I did, but leg injuries are no joke. It's not like a finger or a hand or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't walk.
Yeah.
I think I would rather have an arm injury than a leg injury any day of the week.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to me. But I feel that's the first one we should start off with, because that was pretty serious, I thought, and probably one of the biggest things this week. But I didn't see a lot of other tweets there. For me personally, I guess out from since I'm moderating the show now, I'm going to go with what we each thought. We each of us have like a point that we thought of this week, or something that caught our attention from NC State perspective. Let's note at that. For me, personally, the big thing for me right now this time of year is the recruiting side of things, and people who can look on social media and can see all that's going on. State's got a really big event coming up this Friday called the Alpha Wolf Showcase. They do this every year, and it's where they basically bring in their main recruiting prospects, their targets who they're going after. I'm really looking forward. I know summertime we see a lot of commits come in. I'm really anxious about seeing some of these receivers coming in, if they can come in to commit. I saw some dates coming out. I think Alex Taylor's the 29th. Robbie Martin's the offensive lineman. He announced he was going to commit on the 31st. Jonathan Paylor is announcing on August 5th.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Terrell Anderson has a commit date out yet. But you had a guy like Keenan Jackson and Jordan Shipp. Both those guys have committed to UNC. So State doesn't have a receiver commit as a high school player coming in. But I think State's going to get one, if not two of these guys. I just don't know which one they're going to be. And I feel like State could, if they really wanted to, going past, the early part of August, they could go into the fall and still be recruiting guys. And I think State has shown they've been pretty savvy, with the transfer portal, right? They got Bradley Rosner. And did we talk about that last show, guys? I think we didn't. Did we talk about it?
I think we did a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Because that was Monday.
Yeah,
right.
That was the day he committed.
Yeah. So that's the big deal for me. I know they got some other guys that they're looking at. I've seen on social media they've got a guy named Tyler West, his offensive lineman they're looking at. They've got a linebacker, a defensive end they're looking at.
Rumor is they're going back after Groves again, and they just offered his two brothers. So
I did see that. So they offered that Elijah Groves linebacker, and then they offered his two brothers. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, but Groves had committed to Kentucky, but they haven't given up hope yet. So, maybe now going after the brothers, maybe he reconsiders. Who knows?
Yeah, that's my thought. That's for me. I was really pumped. I don't know if this happened last week either, but I saw they finally got out their season tickets. Did you get yours in the downloaded, Greg?
Yeah, we talked about that
after
the thing that new
like
all in. No, you're good. We didn't talk about it on air because the email came out after. It came out right around we went on live. That new all in is interesting. I'm definitely curious to see how that's going to work. And I think that's going to be kind of a game changer, because I know the ticket gate, or whatever you call it, the turnstiles where you go in for the games, there's always a mingle of people trying to download tickets. Yeah. And so maybe that'll help move the process a little faster and get people into the game a little quicker.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's always annoying is, It always happens to me. Some guy's I'm trying to come on my tickets and I can't get
right.
You know, it's
Do
like
what they need to
move
do.
to the side.
They need to turn them. I know they said they're going to flip the game after, like go to the next game after the game's ended. They should do it right and halfway at second quarter, so that way people can't leave.
Yeah,
Eliminates
it removes their.
I was just walking in. Well, now it says the VMI game, so you must have the wrong ticket. No, going back. So I'm looking here at the comments here, and I'm going to highlight this one from Brian. Getting Paler would be huge. I agree. Is there a guy in particular, Michael? I'm sorry with you that is it Paler the guy you would want the most? Is it Anderson? Is it maybe it's not even? I know skill guys. They're exciting, right? But is there somebody else that you're really, man? If we could get this one guy out of any of these guys, if I had to pick one, I'd want this person.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to go with Paler just for almost for the perception of it. You know, State hasn't been in a lot of those races for guys ranked as high as he is, so to get one would be huge. But I like Robbie Martin. I think he's he'd be a great offensive. I think they probably project him at guard, and he's perfect body type. So I like him. But
is that the one that has offers from like West Virginia, Maryland? Is that the guy
from West Virginia?
Yeah,
he's from West Virginia. So
I thought that was the one.
Mm-hmm. But
what about you, Greg? Or sorry,
you gotta go Paler. Yeah, I was just gonna say you gotta go Paler. I think just because he will be. It's not like. I think you know what you're getting with him, so it's not like, oh, what could the upside with him? It's like he'll come in and contribute right away, but I think just more from perception standpoint, it would be really big.
Yep. What you, Greg?
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably Paler. You need that guy that kind of gets the trend going. We've been, like Michael said, we've been in the hunt for these 4 or 5-star kids. And for whatever reason, just haven't been able to close the deal. And I figure if you get one, the rest of the dominoes will start to fall, and you could start I hate to use the word, but you could start a revolution with one of these guys, and it could be a game changing prospect. So I would definitely go with Paler.
I would almost tend to agree there too because of the perception thing, and he is a high level recruit. My argument for Anderson is he. If you're talking about perception, if that's the argument, I saw like he had a huge jump in his ranking.
Yeah.
He's like an 82nd player overall.
Yeah, on three moved him up that high.
It's a top 100 player in one of these websites. I mean, like, I like his style. He's totally different receiver than Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, from Paler. And for those who don't know, Anderson is like a deep threat guy. Not necessarily, he could probably kind of be over the middle of the field too.
He's a stretch guy.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 6'3". Really good with the ball in his hands after the catch as well. Paler is just a guy you can move all around. A different kind of version of Nyheim Hines, which you're talking about. I think it'd be really cool.
I want both of them. Just
selfishly, right?
I mean,
right.
But again, I mean, you got Bailey as your quarterback, and so I know that when we had him on the show, he's been going heavy after these guys. And, we need some of these in-state guys to stay in state and go to state, right? These big name 4 or 5-star kids either, end up going to Clemson or Alabama or somewhere else. And, one of Coach Doran's things when he first came on board is like he wants to put a fort around the state of North Carolina and keep these kids here. Well, let's do it. And, you've had success. You've had the Lee McNeils and, the Thayer Thomases and Drake Thomases, and so you've made headway, but now let's take it up a level. And I think these 2 guys could potentially be those cornerstones.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I think to kind of transition from that topic there, we could go 2 different ways. I think I'm gonna go this direction. I think one of the big highlights from this week was the party that was thrown, really, the NIL party, right? Did it have a name?
It was a joint party between Pack of Wolves and
Savage Wolves.
Yeah, they just called it. They called it a football celebration, I believe, is what the term they
some
used
name
for
like that. The NIL hoedown or something like that. They call it. But they
it kind of did
it
look
kind
like
of was. There were the cowboy hats everywhere. Scotty McCreery was singing. They had auctions. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was the theme. That was the theme: business casual or Western wear. That
Do
was
you know if anybody did Leighton go to that thing? I don't know if
No.
anybody. I don't know how
made it.
It was a high rollers, I thought.
I didn't even look at how much it cost, but I bet it was not cheap.
So like an individual ticket was like $625 to get in. But if you got like a group of people together, you could split a table, and it was only like $500 a ticket.
Oh,
but
only 500. Okay.
Yeah, they were definitely targeting the high net worth donors there.
Yeah. Well, to recap that,
it paid off.
Yeah. I would say it was a huge success. I don't know what other NILs are raising right now from just like a grassroots fundraising kind of standpoint, but for those who didn't see it, State raised about
$750,000.
About that meant that much, and it was it was $690,000 plus,
and that was just the night of. Like I think they made like $250K in tickets beforehand.
Yeah, it was
close to
that much money.
It was close to $1 million,
around $700,000, and then you had like, now I don't know that number, that 690. Yeah, Brian's gonna post it. I'm going to post that here. Is that so? For those who didn't see that, some guy in the auction. So there was a guy who was painting while they were there a live portrait. I don't know how big the thing was. It was
massive,
huge,
5 by 8 or something, 5 foot by 8 foot, something like that.
Yeah, it was massive,
and
bigger than larger than life.
Philip Rivers, and it sold for $80,000.
Yeah, auction. And the auction was pretty cool. They were auctioning it off. The guy was like, "Come on, give me 5 more. Who's gonna give me 5 more?"
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and I was fully expecting a cow to come through on the next bidding auction thing, but they did great. I mean,
have you ever heard the conspiracy theories about how selling artwork is like just the best way to do money laundering? Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about that. There's some, I think I know where you're going with this one. And,
no, I'm not. I'm just saying it's a random thought. I mean, that's like I was like,
it is though.
That's a congrats to the guy for the winning the auction. He has a 1-for-1, right? Yep. And maybe it'll go up in value.
And value is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah. I saw the clip where they were on $65,000 and then it went up. I mean, it was fun watching it into that. I think in part of the clip I saw Boo Corrigan standing up and just like, let's go.
Yeah, he probably was.
He's like, come on, get a couple more out of him.
I saw Dave Doran had a quote where he was like, I think he leaned over. Dave Doran did an intro thing for the banquet and was like, leaned over to Ben Brazard. It was like, I had to raise a lot of money this year, and you have a really tough job. Talking to him because of how much he has to help with that. But I mean, hey, even if that number didn't include or does include, I don't know if it does or doesn't include that price.
Oh, it definitely did. It definitely did.
So then everything else was like over $600,000. I mean, they had Phillip Rivers, Torrey Holt, Jericho Cottrey, Scotty McCreery.
I saw Jay Sam there. I saw
Mecca was there.
Mecca was there.
Yeah, all the coaches were there.
Nyheim was there. There was a bunch of people there. It was a who's who.
Yeah, but just like a great turnout, great event. I think that's a really good sign for how NIL at State is going and can continue to grow. People are buying into it, and I thought Dave Doran made a really good point. He said, how he explains it to people. He says, the way I look at it is, you can invest in the academics, you can invest in whatever, you invest in other different areas of the university, facilities. You can invest in your own particular school. You can invest in whatever, or you can invest in the student athlete. And those are a good way to look at it, especially when you know that these athletes aren't just like straight up just getting paid and that's it. They're doing like activities outside of that for like, for kids and that kind of thing. They're doing actual, advertisements and that kind of stuff. I know I subscribe to IPS as one of my subscribe, and you see these athletes for IPS
insurance.
Yeah, advertising for companies. It's just a really good thing.
I think you're starting to see now some of the misconceptions are starting to fade away, like all of those preconceived notions that people had as this thing is being developed. I think what are we in year 2 or 3 now of NIL?
Oh, I think it's 2. I think it's still
I
early.
think it's 2, right?
It was July 2021. It was legal. So
okay, so maybe
after.
year 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been around for 2 years now.
Well, entering year 3.
Yes, entering year 3. So I think now it's starting to mature and people are starting to see it for what it is. People aren't just assuming we're just paying kids just to play, right? I think that was the misconception, the pay to play. Though if you ask some coaches, right? Did you guys see those comments about Lane Kiffin and
No.
Yeah, he was basically saying, well, now we're just creating a free agency system, a pay to play system.
I did see that comment.
Yeah.
And Mike
ahead,
Houston
Michael.
at ECU too. I think
Well,
I saw he actually filed a report with the NCAA.
he turned a team
Yeah,
in, some school in, don't know who it was, but he did turn a school in, however that works, but quote unquote. So I did see that. I wonder if those schools are struggling in NIL while they're making those comments. I mean, I don't face value. I don't really like NIL in general either. Like Dave Doran addressed it at the event, right? He hears it, but that's why he looks at you can invest in these areas. If you love NC State, you can choose to do your money here if you wanted to, and this is just another avenue for that. Yep. And
I mean, no one says you have to do it, right? No one says you have to donate the money, but again, we've talked about it a ton of times on here. If you're going to complain about the quality of results on the field or on the court, like this is a way. This is the way. I as much as people are going to hate it, you can poo-poo on it all you want, but if you want to go win championships, you're gonna have to contribute.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if State's going to land a guy, we just talked about this, like I said, Brian B had the comment, getting Paler would be huge. If you're going to land Jonathan Paler, this has to be a fact. This is 100% a factor, right? So, if State is to land a Paler or an Anderson or any of these big time recruits,
the kid we just got last week, Brian, whatever his name is,
Rosner, Bradley Rosner.
Bradley, excuse me, not
but
Brian.
He tries to transfer, right.
The rumor has it that NIL stepped up and was able to help seal the deal on that.
Yep, I think he was looking at Colorado and Washington State. I think in schools.
Yep, those were the ones.
But yeah, big deal. So that was a huge event for State.
And did you see that UNC is now copying that event with Eric Church, noted App State grad? Yeah,
yes, they are. And they're going to probably raise more money because they can say they raised more money, and they're UNC, and they're going to be like, we did stick our nose up a little bit. And
well, you forgot the pinky too.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can go raise all the money, but 11 of the last 16 speaks volumes.
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight this comment from Cameron who just posted here. NILs are fantastic for programs like State. We can reload quickly and not have as many down years. Prime example is basketball this past season. That's what we talked about. At least we told it, a few months ago. I mean, I think one example you can look at. You don't have to even look at NC State. Let's look at Miami. Miami paid 2 players for Norchad Omier and Nigel Pack.
And Wong had some money too.
Wong got some money, right? So I guess you want to go that for 3. Yeah. I'm just saying, bringing in 2 guys. And the third guy to stay, Wong. Was Wong ACC Player of the Year?
I think.
Yeah,
I think he was.
Think so.
Okay, so there's
Final
that.
4.
They went to the Final 4.
Yeah.
Did they win the ACC or no? Duke won the ACC.
No, they played. I think the championship game. Did they not?
Yeah, so, I think they were in the ACC. No,
they didn't.
Duke beat Miami in the semifinals because Norchad Omier was out. He was out that game with an injury.
Right.
Okay.
And then they
played each other. Got it.
They beat Virginia in the finals. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
I think it's a pretty good example, pretty good return on investment. Didn't win a national championship, didn't win an AC championship. But not many schools are in the Final 4, right? There's only 4 of them. And not many schools are AC Player of the Year. There's only one team that gets that each year. I know Larinaga got a nice bonus, contract extension after the fact too. So that works.
And then here's the thing. They got a return on investment, right? They made their money back that they put into the program based on television revenue and all of that exposure.
I got another one for you. But you go ahead, Greg.
No, I was going to say, then you can take that, right? You can take that performance and now negotiate your next shoe deal, right? We were a Final 4 team. So there's layers to that. and now you're gonna they I think what they put in like $500,000, something like that. I don't think it was a full, but if say if it was $1 million, they made that money tenfold.
Yeah.
To
me, the other team you look at, I know Brian also mentioned they have the Twins women's basketball at Miami,
and
that's a little bit different, but they you've got LSU, right? LSU women's basketball just won a national championship and was able to go get Haley Van Lith from Louisville. Do you really think NIL didn't play a factor there? I mean, to be able to go poach one of the best players in women's college basketball to come join that team there, it's going to be a thing, guys. And I know State wants to win championships. We got to do that. So we keep harping on. I feel like we've harped on it like the last 2 months every time we get on the show, but. It's just
summertime.
I feel like it needs to be continued how important that is.
But you're right. You have to keep the messaging and the branding going because that's the way it catches fire. People have to keep talking about it and get that word of mouth out. I know I'm on several Facebook groups of NC State and people ask about it all the time. And I left like a paragraph this long of what it's really about because people don't understand. And I encourage people, if you don't understand, reach out to the NILs, reach out to the Pack of Wolves, reach out to Savage Wolves. They'll answer any questions that you have and get you squared away. And if that's the difference on you donating or not donating, then go for it. And then obviously let's plug the raffle that they have. They have that new raffle that just came out. If you donate $100, you're entered to another raffle. It's like a super raffle. And so that's if you don't have $500, you don't have $2,000. Go buy a $20 lottery ticket, right? A raffle ticket, and they'll take your $20. Believe me.
Yeah. Hey, and that's a really good point. I know we talked about this too, but I just want to encourage everybody. It's not. We talk about all these people had the high dollar. I'm not that person. Michael, Greg, joking. We're not those kind of people. But I really think if State fans gave like $10, $20, you only can give us $5. You can say you contributed to it, and it's going to add up at some point. If every State fan gave $5, it would have to be a lot of money.
I mean, so I've said it before. If everyone gives $10 at Carter Finley Stadium, an extra $10,
that's $600,000.
Yeah,
right.
Roughly,
a little less than that.
Yeah, it's like 575, 580, something like that. But that's $500,000, $10. That's all it takes. So just think about it on those terms. It's not always about quality. It's about quantity. So if you get enough people, get that march and that movement going, you can make money.
And that raffle you were mentioning, I think the biggest single donation has been $1,000. Everything below that has been mainly like 200 or under, and that's over 35,000 now. I think.
I would say, I thought they were like 30, 40,000. So that's and again, that's but we're gonna have to do this every year. This isn't a one-time deal.
That's the only.
Then you have to figure out the sustainability of it,
right? And that's where I think people need to realize, hey, look, I can't afford $500 a year, but I can give $50 a year.
Yeah.
Or I can give $20 a year. I just think that there's a perception like this only applies to me, or I can only do this if I give a lot of money and big bucks. And that's just not the case. It's just a matter of everybody contributing, and I don't know. That's just the way I look at it.
No, you're right, Macon. You have to break that stigma of $20 doesn't mean anything. Well, you're right. Maybe $20 one time doesn't make anything, but again, $20 times 55,000 people.
Right.
That's a significant.
And that's people who can be at the game, right? There's people at home watching too, right? And it's just
right. So just putting it in that perspective is don't sell yourself short. And again, like you said, whether it's investing in programs, whether it's investing in schools, it's whatever wherever your heart leads you to, then I encourage people to do that. And I would love to see State just figure this out and take off and become a juggernaut, because I think we have that ability. I mean, we have the largest alumni base in the state of North Carolina, and if we could just get people to buy into it, $10, $15 at a time, we can start something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm going to highlight this, kind of put a bow on it. I saw Michelle's comment. How you mentioned how UNC is going to have their own event. Let's not all forget, though, that Mac Brown is still the head coach at UNC, regardless of NIL money.
That's what I said.
That's a win for State, right? I mean,
that's what I said. We're still 11 of 16. I don't care how many dollars you put towards it. I don't
5
care.
of the last 7. Was it 7 of the last 10 or 6 somewhere in
something
there?
like that. Yep. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. When you have better coaching, better program,
You know what? I would really love to. I mean, every year I love to get a win against them in football and basketball anytime. I don't care if it's chess. I don't care. But if we beat them this year, if we can find a way to beat them this year, and Drake May can ride off into the sunset and say he never won a game against State, that'll be pretty fun. So
nice.
And did Sam Howell win? Sam
I think he won
game.
one. He won one.
Right. Yeah.
That was the year. That was the year.
He won 2. 19 and 20. Was he the QB in 19?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it was in 19.
Well, regardless, my point is though, Drake May's, the best quarterback prospect they've ever had, and lost to Ben Finley. So I would love to see them lose.
And of course, they get College Game Day opening season, but I digress.
I saw that. What would you guys think?
We can talk about that.
Do we have time to film? Has anybody else looked at the matchups from?
Week
1?
It's Saturday.
I mean, it's bad. Like week 1 is bad. I mean,
have you seen it? What are the
matchups?
Let's look at
UNC, South Carolina, and then like West Virginia, Penn State is the only other like Power 5 matchup Saturday,
and then you have the LSU Florida State. But that's on Sunday.
That's on Sunday, so they're not going to do game day.
So Navy, Notre Dame.
That's in Ireland, so it's kind of hard to do. Yeah, it's week 0 too.
I'm kind of looking through again. Vanderbilt, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Elon versus Wake Forest is going to be a barn burner. Nebraska, Minnesota would not be a bad game. That's on Fox.
That's why. Yeah. So you're not going to do that.
Florida versus Utah?
That's Thursday. That's Thursday night.
Thursday.
And they only do Saturdays?
Well, and they'll probably do
Friday. Louisville, Georgia Tech. That's not a name. Louisville kind of is, I guess. But
no.
ECU, Michigan. That'll be Michigan. I don't know.
Should be below.
Virginia, Tennessee is ABC.
Yeah.
Colorado, TCU.
It really is.
Colorado, TCU could be interesting.
Ohio State, Indiana. That's not a bad game. That's CBS though.
CBS. So,
but I'm just looking through here. I guess that maybe makes the most sense for them. It is a 7:30 game.
If LSU Florida State was Saturday night, it definitely would have been that one. But it's Sunday, so.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Why are they? That's a new thing they're trying to do now, right? To kind of cut into the NFL market a little bit.
It's Labor Day weekend. NFL's not started yet. Yeah. So they're trying to. Yeah, they've been doing it for like the last 2 or 3 years, where they've stretched that weekend, so you get games the whole weekend through
and
Labor
Duke
Day.
Play Monday night.
Yeah, that's odd too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have games all the way.
That would be a good game, though, guys.
I was going to say, imagine it's in Durham.
Watch Duke
doesn't
beat
mean
them.
much, but if Duke somehow pulls that off in week 1,
what's the quarterback's at Duke's name? What's his name?
Riley Leonard.
Riley. Do you think Leonard can beat? Is he better than Klubnik? I haven't watched enough Riley Leonard, so I don't know.
He's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't. I feel like
the jury's out on Klubnik, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he did win an ACC championship game.
Yeah.
But it was against Carolina.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. So it didn't really matter. They played some cupcake. That's right. Yeah. No, I don't know, but that was bizarre. I think it's more you talk about it.
But Clemson's got Garrett Riley now at OC, so I mean, I can't imagine that. I don't know. I would just love to see Duke beat Clemson in week 1.
Yeah.
Stunning.
It's an early figure out.
It would be. Yeah. I would argue. Would that be the most stunning upset in week 1? Besides, like somebody like ECU going to Michigan and winning or something like that.
Probably.
Like from a what it means for the conference standpoint, that would be.
It's not good. Yeah. It's not good for the conference.
Good for
if
us.
you're an ACC fan, you don't care who wins. You better be pulling for Clemson, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Clemson is your moneymaker. I mean, they're your chance. I mean, you got Florida State supposedly, so but again, I'm not convinced on them.
If you're a State fan, you're pulling for. I'm pulling for Clemson because I just can't pull for Carolina and Duke.
I mean, I think you pull for Duke. I think
in football, in football, I don't care pulling for Duke.
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't bother me. I think you pull for Duke because then you can probably beat them, and you can now afford a loss to Clemson, right?
Yeah.
But again, but then I forgot divisions are gone now, so it's top two, so would have a tiebreaker.
But that still buys you even another game, really, because even if we could now with no divisions, we can still afford a loss to Clemson. If Duke beats Clemson, that's basically 2-game buffer that we have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So something we can move to chat about is ACC Media Day start tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw they have divided it up a little bit.
It's 3 days now.
3 days, and they have state on the last day.
Mm-hmm.
It's grouped with Boston College, Clemson, UNC, and
Wake Forest.
Those 5 teams are last day. Duke, Florida State, Virginia Tech. I don't know who the other team is. It's the second day. First day, I know it's second day. It's Duke, Florida State, Virginia Tech. I don't remember who the other team is. First day is Pitt, Miami, Syracuse.
I didn't see it, but
so first day is Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, Syracuse.
Yeah.
Second day is Duke, Boston, FSU, Pitt, Virginia Tech.
I had Pitt messed up.
Yeah, and then the last day is Boston College, Clemson, State, Carolina, Wake Forest.
Yeah, pretty good. I saw they had whatchamacallit. They had the I'm blanking now.
Players.
Yeah, the players are going to go. So Brent Armstrong,
Mhm.
Aiden White, Peyton Wilson. Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense. I thought it was interesting that they had Brent Armstrong going. They had to have an offensive guy, but they already went ahead and said you are QB1, right? They did that like a month or two ago, right?
And I think that's I think that was intentional too, because that just
so the statement. This is our guy.
Further solidifies that.
Yeah. And then, you're looking at the offense. I mean, who else are you going to send? There's really no one established per se. You don't have a Thayer Thomas anymore, and Emeka Mezzi.
Trent Penix or Jordan Houston are the only two
that's really the only ones you're going to go with, right?
Yeah.
And let's be real, the quarterback is what draws the
I assume most teams are sending the quarterback. So
right. We'll see. I think it's interesting. But that's pretty good. It's exciting. I mean, we're almost 5 weeks away, right?
We're 38 days.
4 weeks away?
38
almost?
days.
38.
That's 5 weeks exactly, right? Unless you continue a 31-day month plus 7 days.
I don't have enough fingers and toes, so I don't know.
I mean, not exactly, but yeah. I think Brian made a note here too, and he's we didn't touch on this yet. Another event coming up, I think fans can go and do is Picture Day, which has been really cool seeing NC State do with Gigi's Playhouse every year, and I think it's pretty smart and a cool thing they're doing is like this is really special. Let's just not keep it just to ourselves, kind of thing, right? So this is for those who don't know, Gigi's Playhouse is for individuals who get together who basically have special needs and. State can come over. They have them at State's campus, I think, semi-regularly. Not like once a week, but once every few months, I would say. They come over and do something.
They were at the spring game.
I think players go there too, also.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. So August 4th, I don't know, Brian, is there a time? Do you guys know a time?
I think it starts at like 5:30.
Is there an entry fee kind of thing?
I didn't see an interest. I think it's free too.
So it's just a Friday, 5:30. You can come and hang out.
Yeah, they're gonna have games, and they're gonna have you can meet some of the players, coaches. They're gonna go through the drills with Gigi's Playhouse. They'll run them out to the tunnel.
Yeah,
I think all the kids get to score a touchdown if that's what they desire. And then at the end of the night, they'll cap it with some fireworks.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's just a cool event for those kids and. What they go through too, and it's just kind of like a special thing for all of it. So that's a great note, Brian. I appreciate you saying that. And Ben Ormond asked, "Is there a Meet the Pack Day?"
Haven't heard anything.
I think there will be. I'm sure there will be because they always do one.
Yeah,
but it's kind of close. So we'll say
Last year it was done through Pack of Wolves NIL, and they all got money for showing up, and so. maybe it'll be sponsored like that again.
What if this is kind of like the Meet the Pack Day? Maybe they're doing a little bit, just kind of like go ahead and spend time with the players kind of thing. And
yeah, I was thinking maybe this is going to be that. I don't know. I definitely
it's not clear if they are or not.
There hasn't really been anything. Because right now you would probably. I'm just looking at my calendar right now because the first game is the 31st, and then you have Packapalooza. That's already been scheduled. That's the Saturday before the first game, and that only leaves you basically 2 potential Saturdays to have it.
Yeah.
So,
and with camp,
right?
Yeah, it might be that's what it is. They just maybe to communicate that way. I don't know. So the answer to your question, Ben, is
stay tuned.
Know. Yeah, we'll see.
I liked how they did it last year at PNC though. It was air conditioned. It was very well organized.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow, that's cool.
Something else we can talk about is that scoreboard is coming along nice and beautiful.
Yeah, I saw one of the receiver coaches, not Joker Phillips. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. One of the coaches on Twitter basically posted a picture from up at the Murphy Center looking down. You kind of start seeing the size of it from like a perspective coming back, and it's like that thing. It's big, and it's wider than it is taller, which is something that I'm really interested to see how that looks like. Really looks
dynamically,
yeah. I think what the benefit you're going to get from that is you'll have a center video screen, and then the sides can be like stats.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When we went to the Clemson game last year, that was really nice because it made it was like, I'm just complimenting Clemson here, so don't take it the wrong way, but like they had a game day experience, to my opinion. Like you didn't have to need to go and do anything else. It was like everything you need. Highlights from the last play, highlights from the quarter, stats on the side, insights kind of thing, hype videos going into the course. It was very well done, and I feel like State can do that easily. And I feel that's what they're going to do with the scoreboard. I feel like.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that statement because we all know that the internet, Wi-Fi, whatever you want to call it, at Carter Finley is spotty at best. And for me, that's the one thing that I really truly miss when I'm at the game is the stats, right? Like, how are we on third downs? You know, are we getting off the field? Blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to, when I'm at the game, I don't want to be immersed in my phone. I want to be immersed in the stadium. And so now I feel like this will be a way that I don't have to be connected to my phone while I'm at the games watching them.
I'm excited for the sound system too, because I think that adds more to the atmosphere and environment than really the screen does. Just from a noise perspective.
That'll add more to it. You're right. I agree. I think what's going to look at it, I think honestly seeing a huge screen is something, but it's like I think it's only going to matter if they do really good video stuff with it, and they have the stats and they have the hype videos and that kind of thing. I mean.
And then you added
they'll build on that.
Yeah, and you added on top of the red lights from last year, right? And so I think it's just about continuing to build that fan experience.
So, what's the first night game?
Oh, I looked it up. I got it.
It's probably going to be Louisville, unless the Marshall game is going to be a night game. We don't know that game time yet.
It is. It's Louisville. It's Louisville.
Marshall could be night,
but that's not before.
Probably not.
It's not before then.
Oh, right. Marshall is October. Yeah, Marshall is October.
So it goes, and to the point, HS has got some comments here talking about the season. Notre Dame is a season-changing game. We must get out a strong start. Just going through the schedule, just real quick. Thursday nights, UConn on the road. We have, so to me, I love that from like a fan standpoint because I can spend all Saturday watching football and I don't have to stress about anything unless we lose, and I'll be stressing. But that's that. So you got Notre Dame. Week 1 coming back, or week 1 at home, I guess, for us. So week 2 in reality. VMI.
Yeah, 2:00, which we didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we did kind of talk about that last week.
What do you think about that?
Did we talk about the CW? I thought we talked about that last week.
Well, we talked about the deal, but they hadn't announced this game time yet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so we have that.
Yeah, 2:00. I don't know.
Hate it. It's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot.
See, like if it's a 2:00 game in October,
I'm
I like
all
it
for it
because I can wake up, sleep in at a reasonable hour, be there to do the tailgating thing from 9 to 2, and when you're done, you can go get dinner somewhere.
It's still
daylight.
daylight.
Your evening. You can go catch a 7:30, 8 o'clock primetime game.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but I never. When's the last time you guys heard a 2 o'clock game? I think they have them, but it's rare.
Yeah, I think there's an ACC game on ACC Network around like 2:30 or something like that, 3 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah. So we know. Do we know? Go ahead, Michael.
That also makes it like more of a standalone game, and I think that kind of is trying to get some eyeballs because the 3:30 games will be, they'll be at halftime ish, probably right when the 2 o'clock games are ending.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of the reason too.
Yeah. So do we know what time the UConn game is at?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
7:30.
7:30. That'll be very interesting. You're going, Greg?
I already got my tickets. Got my hotel.
I heard Master and Commander is going too. Late.
Yes. I will be picking him up from the airport.
That is so nice of you guys.
Yeah. Real quick. So I have tickets for every single game this year except for one. I haven't got my Virginia Tech tickets yet. I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do there. Most expensive ticket, face value of all the games that we are going to. Who would you think? What game would you say it is?
Face value? Okay, well, face value. I can tell you who it is.
Well, I
looked it up on StubHub and all that. I can know what they're selling for.
Yeah, that's not face value. Yeah.
For home games or any game?
Any game.
Including our away games? Okay, who do we play away? Wake, Duke, UConn, Virginia.
Away game? It has to be
Notre Dame,
right?
What?
Is it an away game?
It's an away game.
No.
So Virginia Tech?
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's senior day.
UVA.
Duke? Wait.
UVA.
What?
$95 face value.
Why?
Bro,
That's
all those
crazy.
Doctors and lawyers, they think everyone's got money.
Bruh.
Friday night?
I
wonder if Friday night has anything to do with it.
I don't know. But I mean,
HS would guess. HS guessed Duke. I could kind of see that, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe,
no, Duke wasn't that bad. Duke was only like $75, I think.
Yeah.
And
that's the game. That's the game I'm going to go to. Just FYI.
The Duke game. Yeah, I got really good seats for that. I think I'm on like the 40, 45. I got 50-yard line for UVA, which is crazy that those are even available.
Yeah, this
you
might be
can't
the
get
year.
Those at state.
This might be the year I go to the Wake Forest game too. Just FYI.
Yeah, Wake Forest wasn't bad. I think I got those for 60.
I've already bought my tickets to the Virginia Tech game because my wife is a Hokie, so we're gonna go enjoy that. But
that'll be fun.
Thought I was gonna go to the UVA game, not anymore. But yeah.
Friday's tough. But yeah, UVA was the most expensive. I was kind of shocked by that, being like, bro, you guys are UVA. Like, no one cares about you. Like, I could say that being basketball because you're a power.
Yeah.
Like,
what were our Notre Dame home game tickets face value?
I think about $100.
Yeah, I think
$95-$100. I think.
Probably maybe. I don't. They do it really weird. Like they do the tiered system really weird.
Yeah.
Because you really couldn't buy it single face value ticket for it.
Yeah,
you had
that's
to buy
true.
it in a mini pack.
Yeah.
That was the only
so
way.
You're getting a discount that way, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's transition here, guys, to another topic. Let's switch sports up a little bit. I don't think we talked about this, and I was wrong the last 4 or 5 times I said this. Did we talk about the ECU commit?
Not on
baseball?
here. Yeah, not
baseball.
on here.
I mean, like the guy who
No,
transferred
I
to
don't
NC
think
State. Yeah. So does anybody know how to pronounce the guy's last name?
No, he goes by Alec Mack on Twitter. So
yeah. So for those who didn't see, State got a transfer commit in the transfer portal. From ECU. Grad students will have 1 year to play.
1 year.
Yep. And he plays third base.
Mm-hmm.
And he on Twitter, his name is Alec Mack, but his last name is some like bizarre Italian or
Polish
Canadian
or something.
kind of last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Well, I want to try to pronounce it, but it's like Macajag something.
It kind of reminds me of anybody remember the Fievel movies? Like that name looks kind of like Fievel's last name.
Yeah. Let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah, I got it. Spelled Makarewicz.
I think that's Polish.
Makowicz?
Because that's almost like Krzyzewski, right?
Makowicz.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be pronounced not how it's spelled.
Makowicz, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. I don't know. But I think he should be it's a solid pickup for third base, especially defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to miss up.
Pop. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so no, I didn't mean to cut you off. You finish.
No, I said he's got some pop. His contact to his swing to miss ratio needs to be a little bit better. But
I think we did talk about this guy actually more. I think about it.
I don't remember.
But,
you can maybe talk more about the hate.
So Michelle's comments here and the comments from the ECU coaches. So I didn't really care about it. I think it's so on I saw the comment the baseball coach there, or one of the coaches, like basically one man is not defining for our program. Go Pirates, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I didn't take it to be bad at first. I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, that's good.
For
people
me,
are like, wow, I can't believe you said that.
For me, I don't know the timing of how he said it versus all the comments from the fan base, because I could see almost that would be his response to the fan base, not so much as a direct comment to the player.
Right.
So I wasn't sure on how the comments and everything aligned. If he said it towards the fan base, I don't really have a problem with that. If you're kind of just throwing it at your player's face, I think that's kind of low.
Tough,
yeah. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't based on the player, but more on the fan base.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially, like being in the transfer portal, like, are you gonna want to like play for a coach that might call you out if you want to leave? So I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think.
He graduated, so I mean, like he did his 4 years. I mean,
what would be the difference? I mean, like, is it like State and Tommy White?
Probably that'd be like
that, because ECU is a step below State, a few steps below State.
And Tommy White is a freshman.
Correct. And I think this guy, like, no offense to him, I think he's going to be a great player for us, but he didn't have the national spotlight that Tommy White had.
Right. So let's go maybe like a Devin Carter went to West Virginia, but it's not the same because West Virginia is not a step up like State is to ECU.
Right.
So
I mean, there's no doubt that ACC baseball is better than the American Athletic Baseball. I mean, it's better. I mean, there's no.
Didn't Tulane win?
Correct, exactly.
The 13-win Tulane team.
And that's exactly the point I was going to make. That's the exact point I was going to make. And like ECU fans are trying to spin it like they're saying that he was going to lose his starting position anyway next year. Apparently, I guess they have some guy coming in that's going to be their stud. Third baseman
looking like true Carolina fans. Am I right?
I mean, right? I mean, whatever. Like
I said, ECU. I mean Carolina. I mean,
yeah. Same difference. They're Carolina basketball fans. But it's just sour grapes. Like, look, let these kids go live their best life. It's a short shelf life for them to enjoy their college life. Let them go better themselves. It's not personal. Just let it go, man. Like, life's too short. Like, I just don't have time to get wrapped up in like when these kids leave, and like it's stupid.
Yeah. It's really now like you're gonna lose, kid. You just have to accept the fact you're gonna lose guys, but you'll just add more right back from the transfer portal.
So HS was saying that he thought the comment was good, but it was clear to the player, but it shouldn't be said publicly. I get that. I was
not
just
wrong.
It comes across to me. I think it depends on perspective. I think there's at very least there is. I don't know if it's a hint of it, but it feels you could say it's immature. But you could also say like he's trying to be like, hey, you guys are losing. Like all you fans are losing. You're cool about this. This guy doesn't define our program.
Right. That's
the way I honestly, genuinely, that's the way I took it up front.
Right. I didn't see it. He's not worth your time to get wrapped up. Like he's not that good. Right. I mean,
that's the way I honestly. I don't know the he's not good comment.
No, but
I was like,
he stinks.
This dude sucks. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Be glad he's no. I'm saying that I genuinely took it as he just like this guy's like you guys are blowing this out of the water. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I think that's what
we'll
the
be
intention
fine
was.
kind of thing. Yeah. That's where I genuinely took it that way, but. I can totally see how everybody else took it. It's this, whoa, like, why are you being like a big loser about this?
Here's the thing. either side is going to have their moment because I'm sure we're going to have East Carolina on the schedule this year, probably a home and home like we don't normally do. So like
they'll be so angry when we play
right,
them. It's
right.
like,
but and it's his way to go shut them up, and
congratulations, we
then
don't
they
care.
could, if he goes an 0 for 3, then they can be like, "Oh, we told you so." Like
Yeah.
like it'll work itself out on the ball field. Like let it
Hey,
play out there.
Side note: if we talk about NIL, we're going about NIL. I said about this. We talk about Tommy White. NIL. Just gonna say.
Well, yeah, LSU
national title. NIL. NIL works. So I'm gonna go back to that too. So
yeah.
now about ECU.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just said if we're ready to move on, I figured out our last topic for the show.
Sure. What was it? What is it?
The band moving.
The band moving?
Yes. I don't know if that's
I mean, there's rumors out there.
Yeah, that the band in Carter Finley might be moving to the other side of the stadium.
Yeah,
to the other north end zone.
Yeah, north end zone.
I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but that's been
the rumor
put out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
wonder why that is. I wonder if it's to be more sync with the audio, or coming from that.
No,
maybe
tickets.
Feeding
experience.
I think
let's if we need to keep it to ourselves right now, we can.
No, I think it's.
I mean,
it was actually brought up to our attention, so I think there's the rumors out there.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see if that does come to fruition.
I think it has to do with the student seating, because that north end zone is always the last to fill in and sometimes doesn't get filled in.
I get you.
So that will make it
the students naturally come to that side first.
Yeah, because that's the entrance. That's right there from the tailgating lots.
Yeah,
and I think it was getting overly crowded in the band area too, with students who probably were just walking in and not going to the other side.
Yeah, not to their assigned seats. So
interesting. Well, that'd be interesting. That's cool.
I definitely I like the band being there because that always looks empty on TV, and so it's not always a great representation. Like when they're kicking the extra points, it does look a little sparse sometimes, especially in the second half. That's a section that's kind of that doesn't look great on TV, but the rest
that's
of
interesting.
Stadium,
I'm
interested because that's where I sit. So I'm kind of like I'm curious to see how much that's going to change the noise for me being down at that end zone.
Yeah. I have no idea. But I saw another little topic. I guess we'll close up the show here in a second. But for basketball, did you guys see the new jersey numbers announced? So a tweet that went out that's officially listed. I don't know if it's on the website.
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
So I'm going to go off memory here.
I know Middlebrooks was 34.
Yeah, 0 is DJ Horn.
Yep.
1 is Jaden Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
2 is there a 2? There was a 2.
There was a 2.
Was that Rice?
No, Rice is 3. Rice is 3.
Just 3. Okay, I knew he was a low number.
Who's 2? I can't remember either.
I'm blanking. 11 is Dennis Parker, Jr. 34 was Middlebrooks. 23 is Diarra. And I cannot remember.
O'Connell? Was he 2?
That's who it is. I think it's who
they posted a video of him today.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, that's kind of cool. I always like seeing new jerseys, new numbers, who gets what. I wonder if there's some discussions in the background. Hey, man, I want this number.
I'm sure there's some deals.
Dude, that's my number.
What did you say, O'Connell? O'Connell's 12.
Oh, O'Connell's 12.
Who's 2?
Who's Cam Woods.
Oh,
yeah.
Forgot
about him.
So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 5? Is there 5?
No. 0, 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 23, 34.
Okay. We were off. We had like 80% right. So,
yeah, pretty good.
But that's exciting to me. I think it's really cool. I like seeing that. But
I'm excited. I'm excited about
this team's going to be. I think this team can be really good.
Yeah, I mean,
it can be. So it's not. I don't want to get my hopes up, but this looks like a fun team to me.
I mean, what are they like 6 weeks away from starting camp, right? Like they're not far from getting started. Because I think they start like late August, early September.
Yeah.
Probably game starting.
Did we talk about the
October.
women's basketball team getting their schedule released at all yet?
No, they just
UConn. Did you see that?
Yeah,
UConn at home.
Yeah, we knew that was happening already because that was a home.
I didn't remember it, so I was excited.
Yeah, that was the home and home.
Vanderbilt, play Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah, that's a tournament in the Virgin
Neutral
Islands.
Site. Yeah.
At USF down here.
We knew Kentucky, right? We knew Kentucky.
Yeah, actually, that's the neutral.
Kentucky is the tournament. Yeah,
I think we Vanderbilt's the SEC challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played down in Norfolk at Old Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
I know I saw that one. I may make a trip down there for that, though it's the middle of the week, so it might be a little bit harder.
I
think it's a good schedule, especially for this team. There's going to be a lot of uncertainties, a lot of new faces. I think we have 8-9 new faces on this team, which is insane for a squad that only has 13, 14.
It's honestly going to be very similar to the men's basketball team, right? Both basketball teams this year are going to have a lot of new faces.
8 new players.
Because to me, that's fun and exciting. See what new skill sets each of those guys bring, where their strengths and weaknesses are. It's fun. I think similar note. I know we never talk about this sport. We generally don't talk about them, not because they're interested. We just don't. I don't think about it. But Carson Coral said we just saw the women's soccer schedule, which soccer is one of the first sports that kicks off. And she said, or this person said, we play UNC at home the day after the Louisville football game Friday night. So that'll be pretty fun, I guess, for maybe some from state fans to kind of have a good weekend of NC State sports there.
Yeah, I've never been to a soccer game, so that was on my list to do this year. So that might be the perfect opportunity.
Yep. And then he says that we play this person, Carson said we play UConn at home for women's basketball the day after the Wake football game. So there's a couple weekends there to kind of put in your calendars. But yeah, guys, it's been an hour. Any last thoughts for this show? Again, sorry, guys, we didn't have all the fun graphics, but hopefully it was a good conversation talk. I appreciate all the comments. I wanted to make sure we got everybody included there. Any closing thoughts, Michael, Greg?
We're getting close to fall sports. We're almost back to our normal lives, right?
Almost August.
So I guess for everybody watching the show, just be in mind, we're going to start here on our end recording some of our predictions episodes. That's probably one of our favorite episodes we do throughout the year of how we think the season's going to go, and we'll start talking about that probably a little bit more. We're going to try to get some of these other sites that do talk about, like, let's say UConn sports, which I think was a little bit hard to find, or
we got
Notre Dame. We did find one. Yeah. Okay. Notre Dame. Like, we're going to get a hold of them, try to talk to them about some things, put some shows out, or episodes out.
We got a lot of good football content coming up in the next month.
Yeah. Still trying to get some commits on interviews.
We got
things like that.
We got a former player interview coming out here soon.
We're
going to be interviewing a national media celebrity. That'll be pretty cool. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be really good, guys. So I appreciate everybody tuning in on the show, and be sure to like and subscribe to our account here at Tuffy Talk. And again, just state fans talking state stuff, and really appreciate you guys taking your time out of your busy schedules and your evenings to just hang out with us and talk NC State sports and recap on the week this past week. So really looking forward to what we got this week. Again, recruiting stuff for football is all this week. That's really the main thing, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Hope you have a good rest of y'all's evening and good rest of y'all's week. And as always, go Pack. Talk to you later, guys.